Pedro, oh my God, life is so different now here. I would have gotten no respect in the black community down here. I'd have dunked my way through high school. All right, now we're back up here, breathing the fresh air, a little higher. Nice to see that I went outside and
Make
with
her on the phone
incense.
again. You did it. You fucking did it.
All right, y'all. Your next comedian is one of two powerful mustaches on the list tonight. Some would say the more diverse mustache. James Van, everybody. Mr. Bobby himself.
James. I'm actually the DEI comic for the night. I'm here so that Quinn can run his slave auction. There's 2 first-round draft picks and a whole bunch of 7-rounders in here. Alright. So, I was 10 years old, and I tried to convince my mom to give me a pet. And we kind of settled on a bird, so she got me 2 parakeets. And she told me that only one rule: do not let the birds out. So she leaves for work. I'm at home with my brother. R. Kelly's song goes on. I forgot the song. Okay. The song goes on. I go to the gate. I open it. The 2 birds fly out. One bird's right, one bird's left. So I follow the one that goes in my mom's. I'm in there. I'm looking for this bird, and all I hear is a fuck. It hit the wall, fell between the dresser, and I'm 10 years old. I can't move this dresser, right? So I'm cooked. I'm like, what the fuck do I do? So I grabbed the vacuum. And I had the extendo on it because it's like in the middle. I climb onto the dresser, put the vacuum, turn it on, and all I hear is a So this is not a Dyson vacuum, this is like an old school bag vacuum, for those that are old enough to remember. So I had to open the vacuum, take the bag out, and it's a brown bag, and I had to cut it open. No shit, dead bird. Yeah. So mom comes home, and she asked me, what's for dinner? I was like, we got some wings. Hey, any single people in the crowd? Yeah! Woo! Hey man, y'all need to get off those apps. I'm gonna put you on real quick, alright? There's this website called meetaninmate.com. And I just started watching this show, Love After Lockup. And one of the people on this show is a black Mormon. I've never met a black Mormon. So this is already crazy, right? So she matched with this guy that is incarcerated in LA. She's in Utah. She's been talking to this dude for 6 years, right? 6 years. He's serving an 18-year sentence for armed robbery. And the first thing she does is she buys a car and drives it down from Utah to LA. Picks him up, and she's questioning her whole life. She's like, he's not Mormon. How is he gonna take care of my kids? I don't want him to influence my kids. And I was like, lady, you aren't gonna turn a gang member into a missionary. It's not possible. You think he's gonna give up gang signs for praise to be Joseph Smith, my guy? Like, that's never gonna work. Alright, so, y'all ever think your dog is racist? Yes. Heck yeah, so now the only one. So I have a little white chihuahua. And so she can't see out of any window, really. Like, she's just doing it blind. And I'm pretty sure she has a race star. Right? So when delivery drivers come, she's barking, she's getting fucking rowdy. And she's just barking, right? But when people of color deliver, her spine sticks straight up. She's just howling, right? And then she's just saying it like, go get out of here. And I'm just like, God damn. I was like, Karina, this is for you. They're delivering your fucking treats. Get your shit together.
Come on, Karina.
Alright, I'm kind of nervous getting a real job. So I've been a slave for a long time. For the U.S. government. For the U.S. government, okay? To clarify. And, yeah, I'm kind of scared because being a slave to the U.S. government has its perks, right? And you start off as like a regular government slave and then you move up to government slave manager, right? So I've been managing government slaves for a long time. And the thing about managing government slaves is you have a lot of power. So one time, one of my employees, he didn't show up to work, right? He was late. I was like, God dang it. Sit him down, I was nice to him, I was like, hey, you know, we're gonna talk about it. What's going on in your life? You know, what can we do to help you get to work, right? He was like, oh, I'm good, I just, my alarm didn't go off. I was like, all right, I gave you a warning, no problem. One day, he's late again, and it's been 18 minutes since the time that he was supposed to show up. So I call him, he picks up, and he sounds sleepy as fuck. He was like, oh, my bad, dude. My alarm didn't go off. I was like, oh, no worries. Go back to sleep. So he goes to sleep, he goes to work. Shows up at 9, and I was like, hey man, I need you to go to your locker, grab your body armor, your helmet, your weapon, and your 8-bag and meet me outside. He was like, what the fuck? So he grabs that shit, runs outside. Me and my buddy Ronnie had set up like a little obstacle course for him. There's a mannequin on the ground we call Rescue Randy. He's 200 pounds, limp. He's dragging this motherfucker, right? So every time he's dragging, I start my timer. And he stops, I stop my timer. And I tell him, every time you stop, Randy goes back to sleep. And he's like, fuck. And so he's puffing, his legs are shaking. He's like, keep dragging Randy. Fucking don't go to sleep, Randy, right? And I'm like, what do I do? So then a crowd shows up and they're looking at us and I look over at them, they're smoking. I'm like, hey, you want this too, motherfucker? And they just leave. So that's, I'm gonna miss the circus, not really, but I'll miss the monkeys. So I'll end on this, right? I have a fair share of concussions in my life and I started developing this tremor, right? And it's been kind of weird when I masturbate. Because it feels like a new person and I get nervous, so I can't come. So it's not been good. Alright, I'll end on this. So I have anxiety and panic attacks. Oh yeah, brother. And when you have a panic attack, that shit just sidelines you, right? Sit down, like breathe, you feel like you have a heart attack. And I recently found out that if you eat a warhead, it kind of, you've seen it, right? You eat a warhead, all you can focus on the sour shit, right? So now just all the dicks been tasting sour. That's my time.